Kia ora, a very unsettled weekend in store. Some showers, some thunderstorms, some heavy rain, some strong winds, some hail, intense downpours of rain, everything in the mix as we head through towards Saturday. You can see we start off with these areas of low pressure spiralling around the country, pushing that rain in towards the south island. Now the good news here, it does mean a bit of a clearance up towards the likes of the Wairoa district and Tairāwhiti. But we are still looking at these low pressure systems driving the weather, one up towards the north and the west, one down towards the south and east, spiralling around each other as we head in towards the nighttime. Going to be introducing a fair amount of active weather across the North Island through the nighttime, perhaps some thunderstorms across that far northwestern coast through there. You can see those darker blues, a good indication of some heavier rainfall through there. And we'll find this wet weather still lingering in the south. These areas of low pressure, the key players as we head in towards the weekend. Now, for the nighttime temperatures, we are going to find the return of some slightly milder air back across those northern areas. That's also going to be laden with moisture, which are two of the ingredients we really need to help spark off some fairly heavy showers, which is what we've got in store for tomorrow. Spells of rain, some really intense downpours, and like I say, the risk of some thunder and lightning as we head in towards Saturday. Nighttime temperatures ranging from around about 17 up north to about 11 or so, and the coolest on the South Island. For Saturday, though, it is a very unsettled day. This low pressure driving a fair amount of rain across those northern parts of the country, and we are going to find thunderstorms springing up quite widely through that central part of the North Island, particularly anywhere from, say, Auckland down through to about Manawatu. A big risk of some thunderstorms for you. Some really heavy, intense bursts of rain not out of the question with those as well. Also, the risk of some hail and some strong gusty winds as well. So well worth keeping an eye on the forecast for Saturday. On the South Island, we are going to find as well more showers springing up through there, especially for those inland parts of Canterbury up towards the northern areas of the South Island, and perhaps still lingering with that rain down in the far southern parts of the South Island. We have got a heavy rain warning already in place for that rainfall that forms as we go through Saturday. So the rain warning across the Bay of Plenty from 3 a.m. in the morning till 9 p.m. on Saturday. Rainfall totals could be as much as 80 to 120 millimetres of rainfall. It's not for everyone, but if you're unlucky enough to be caught beneath that really intense thunderstorm, those are very much likely. Those figures are very likely. And that's the kind of rainfall that can cause things like localised flooding and also make those driving conditions fairly hazardous as well. So well worth taking extra care and extra caution on those roads. There'll be a lot of people travelling already on Saturday, so just have added awareness that the weather is not the best as we go through Saturday, especially for these central parts of the North Island. Let's take a look at the rest of the weather on the North Island on Saturday. You can see we start off already with those showers across the likes of the Coromandel, some pretty intense bursts of rain through there as well. And we'll find more of that developing as we head through the morning time and into the afternoon. Those dark blues, a good indication of some really intense periods of rainfall, some downpours, some thunder and some lightning not out of the question. And I think areas of hail as well. And I think although the biggest risk is from, say, Auckland down towards Manawatu, there is that risk everywhere of catching one or two thunderstorms through the daytime. Easing off a touch in the evening back towards these eastern areas, and with the winds turning a bit more of a westerly, I think you're going to find it's a bit warmer there than it has been over the last few days. Well worth keeping an eye on the forecast and particularly the radar charts as we head through the daytime on Saturday. Not a great looking day across those middle parts of the country. Now, in terms of our temperature, highest down towards places like Palmerston North, Whanganui, up to around about 26 degrees Celsius, 25, 26 on that eastern coast as well, and for Auckland, 24 degrees Celsius. Down on the South Island, we are going to find, again, the best sunny brightness for places in the east, so places like Christchurch looking pretty good. However, we've got that rain to clear away from those far southern areas, and as we head through into the afternoon, we'll find our temperatures rising, and our showers reforming as well, especially for those inland parts of Canterbury and up in towards the ranges through the likes of Westland and across those northern parts of the South Island as well. If you're heading down towards Christchurch, you might see the showers forming and the thunderstorms forming in towards the foothills inland. But generally, I think for Christchurch City, a dry looking day. Taking its time, though, for that rain to clear away from the far south, a bit of a cloudy story for the likes of Dunedin. In terms of our temperatures, highs of around about 24 degrees Celsius there in Christchurch and lows of about 13. As we go through in towards Sunday, we're going to be taking our time for that low pressure to clear away. It's going to still be close with us. You can see it's just down towards the south there, wrapping the showers back across us as well. Now, some of those still fairly heavy. I think we'll still find some thunderstorms perhaps across those inland parts of Otago and down towards Canterbury. And you'll find more of that southwest. It'll bring a touch more cloud and showery weather across those western sides of the North Island. But compared to Saturday, it's on that downward trend. But I think still a bit of a showery story, especially across the western side of the North Island and the eastern side of the South Island. Looking a little bit further afield in towards Monday, we'll start to find things become a little bit more settled. There is a ridge of pressure trying to build in from the west. Now, for Monday, we'll still find some showers, and some of those fairly heavy across the ranges of Tairafti. And I think, again, places like Otago and southern Canterbury, we'll find more showers springing up through the afternoon there. Again, still that risk of something fairly heavy. Through in towards Christmas Eve, we'll find that ridge of pressure building over us. A touch more cloud across the south island, but you can see generally a dry pattern. So not a bad looking Christmas Eve, but great news if you've got outdoor activities. This is the day to do it. You can see by the time we head towards the end of Christmas Eve, in towards, say, 7 o'clock or so, we start to find that wet weather arriving in towards the far southern parts of the country. This area of low pressure will be bringing more cloud as we head through towards Christmas Day, but Christmas morning, for many spots on the North Island, generally staying dry, and for many parts on the South Island, particularly these eastern areas, it's a dry story as well. As we head through the morning and in towards the afternoon, we'll find that the system moves a little bit further towards us, throwing more cloud, and I think we'll find some showers developing across these western parts of the North Island, and a bit more in the way of showery weather back down towards Southland and Otago. Generally drier, brighter out towards the east, but it's going to be quite late in the day, I think. So hopefully, particularly for the North Island, there's plenty of Christmas Day which stays dry, more cloud in the afternoon, and some showers still to watch out for. As always, we'll be keeping you updated with the Christmas forecast over on the Met Service website, but we'll also be bringing you all the latest in the forecast and, importantly, those severe weather watches and warnings related to the thunderstorms on Saturday. So head along to metservice.com for all the latest information.